I'm Dusty Neal. I've been tattooing for 6 years, and I work at a shop called Black Anvil Tattoo. I really enjoy, I guess it would be neo-traditional, it's more kind of accurate, but anything that really utilizes like American or Japanese traditions, but just kind of tweaked out a little bit more detail. I enjoy when someone has an idea of what they want, but is open to letting me kind of have free reign with it to some degree, but is also aware of like the kind of work that I do typically, and is on board with that, so just kind of feel comfortable. I guess tattoo-wise, it's probably Chris Detmer or Jeff Zook. Like when I first started tattooing, just seeing their work, the way how not simple probably isn't the right word, but how bold and how pared down some of the designs were. It just had so much power to it. It was the first really like traditional work that I ever kind of identified with and kind of connected with right off the bat. So probably them over the years I've been tattooing. It's just every time I go back to it, I still get inspired by just seeing those tattoos. Either Jacob Dez or Claymore Wolfmeyer, both of those guys are amazing. They do different things, but I think what they're doing is real similar in a lot of ways. It's traditional, but they're doing new things. Claymore's like taking traditional, the Zeiss and Sailor Jerry and reinterpreting it in ways that I haven't seen, and using really cool colors, different combinations. And Jacob Dez, his tattoos are really smart. Like technically, there's a lot of better tattooers, but his philosophy on tattooing and the way he executes it and the creativity, like I don't think anyone really does tattoos like that. So definitely has his own style for sure.
Where are both of those guys at?
Claymore, he was in Maryland. He just moved to Texas, working at A Million Tattoos. And Jacob Dez works he works at Truth and Triumph in Ohio. I think it's Dayton, Ohio. I think I've only been tattooing 6 years, so I'm still, in my mind, a younger, new tattooer. But what I've learned so far is that aside from just doing the best you can and drawing all the time and trying to be a better artist consistently, the biggest thing to me that tattooing is all about is just establishing friendships, long-lasting friendships, and connecting with different people so you can travel all over and get to experience different things and learn different things, but also staying humble and appreciating whatever comes your way and trying to pay it back and help people out and just be positive no matter what happens. I don't know. I'm probably the worst person to ask, because everything I do comes from just being angry about all the trends in tattooing, so I really try to steer clear of all that stuff and do anti-tattooing. So, but I think it's positive that it seems like there's a lot of, not like cliques, like a negative thing, but there's a lot of groups of tattooers that kind of stick together and push each other, and I see that a lot, like on local levels, and then on just people on a national level that kind of identify with each other, and not necessarily like a school or a style of tattooing, but maybe philosophically or their concept of what tattooing should be. I think there's a lot of people kind of urging each other to raise the bar and stick together and kind of push it in whatever direction that they believe is best, and I think that's a good thing, and it creates more diversity. On some levels, I think it is important, and in other ways, I don't worry so much about that. I think if you do the work that you think is important and that you want to do, and you truly believe that that's best for the client, they don't necessarily have to understand that to get tattooed by you and to get a good piece. And I think sometimes they may not understand what's happening when they get a tattoo, but if it's done well and applied right and it's creative and cool, a lot of people are going to see that and tell them, compliment them on their tattoo, and then they become more happy with it after the fact. They may not understand what they have until a year later, and they're really happy with it, and they come back, and maybe it takes a little bit of that before they start to get it together. But on the other hand, it is important for someone to kind of be on the same page as you, so that they trust what you're going to do and maybe be more open for you to lead them in the right direction, and also that so that they can support other tattooers. You know, so it's great like when your clients start to get it and they understand what's good in tattooing, and you bring in a guest artist that you support fully, and they go out and get tattooed by that person without questioning it at all, you know, because they get it, and not just because they're trying to help your guy out. So that's always awesome. Me, I think it's obviously getting tattooed, going out and getting tattooed from people that you enjoy their work and you want to support them. But it also means, you know, buying books, buying flash, you know, creating flash, trading, stuff like that, going to do guest spots, have people come do guest spots for you. Just community, I think, is the biggest thing. It's not necessarily always like monetary. I think it's more just about, you know, long-lasting relationships and making sure you're helping people support the community of tattooing. Tattooed as often as I can for people, you know, my friends and guest artists that come through or come through friend shops, and we try to bring through people as often as we can. And you know, I think it's important to trade flash with people, send people flash unexpectedly, give them gifts, stuff like that. So we're just kind of opening up a line of communication always and trying to promote people that I enjoy too.